Big stare down between the two. Juergen Braehmer has certainly got his game face on. Is it going to be a repeat for Juergen of what happened in February 2013, or is Eduard Gutknecht going to spring what would be a big surprise and take this WBA title away from the 37-year-old? And that is another question that you have to wonder about, how prepared Gutknecht is, because he's taken this at short notice. Only had about 5 weeks notice for this. Thomas Wisthuizen, the original opponent for Braehmer, was withdrawn. His career seems to have ground to a halt. So how significant will that be, and how will he cope with someone who's not a mystery to him? He knows all about Braehmer and what he can do, but knowing about Braehmer and actually dealing with it are two very different things.
The 5-week notice, Nick, could play a part if the fight goes long and it's a high-paced fight. But I doubt very much it's going to be a high-paced fight with the way Braehmer fights. He fights at his pace, his tempo, and as you can see, he'll pick the shots nice. That's a good
lead right hand as well. That was what got him first, and then he followed up, as you say, Tony, with the left hook. Jolting, sharp right hand. That caught Gutknecht completely by surprise. He's landed it again.
He's a stiff puncher, Braehmer, especially early doors. He seems to get a bit laxy-daisy in contest as they go on, but here he started quite fast and has shown good, sharp, stiff punches early on here.
And showing good footwork to get out of range there as well. I heard Spencer Oliver saying in the studio, look back at that first fight, and whenever it was at range, Juergen was in control of that fight, and that's something that Gutknecht has got to deal with tonight. If he can't, it's going to be very hard for him to win it.
These two are two vastly experienced amateurs also as well, Nick. We have Gutknecht, who has an amazing win in the amateurs over the middleweight king at the moment, Triple G Gennady Golovkin. And we also have in Juergen Braehmer, a guy who defeated Ricky Hatton in the amateurs also. So two, I'd say, vastly experienced amateur guys, a lot of pedigree there and an awful lot of experience.
Gutknecht looking for his openings, but it's Braehmer that's made the fast start, getting off quicker.
Clever little bolo shot to the midsection there by Braehmer, just on the inside as he steps in close. It's them kind of short body shots to the solar plexus that will show later on in the fight. And for me, Braehmer started unusually quick in this fight. He usually starts slow, and it's good to see, because if the pace maintains at this high level, I don't see this fight going 12 rounds.
Again, Gutknecht just walking onto these lead right hands of Braehmer's.
Another good stiff right hand there from Braehmer, just trying to set up that big heavy left hand of his.
Well, that's an adjustment they're going to have to make in the Gutknecht corner, because these lead right hands, as I say, Tony, they're so effective from Braehmer in this opening session. Very, very good round. This for the champion, the man in the red trunks, looking very sharp. Well, you said it earlier, Tony, that at some point age is going to catch up with Juergen Braehmer at 37 years old. Very, very little evidence of that happening tonight so far.
It is, and just as I said, he comes out at a lightning pace and looks absolutely fantastic from the start, which is good to see.
Round two then of this 12-rounder. Juergen Braehmer's WBA title on the line. What a streak he's on as well, winning it in December 13, making 5 defences, including one against Enzo Maccarinelli, who remembered for the grotesque eye injury that Enzo suffered that night in April 2014. I spoke to Enzo this week. He was saying, hey, listen, I gave him his hardest fight in years. That was with one eye. So typical Enzo. But he said, look, he's got that amateur style that works in the pros, as you said. He's very nimble, very quick on his feet, jumps in when he sees his opportunity, shoots his shots really well. He's very clever, great movement, and will just grab and hold. Gets away with a lot as well in Germany. And otherwise, a pretty good assessment from Enzo.
It was, and Enzo was extremely courageous that night. We've seen a good body shot there landed by Gutknecht, and Braehmer just seems to be going on the back foot here a little bit. Gutknecht has come on for this second round and tried to really put it on Braehmer slightly, and Braehmer seems to just, he's going to adjust here. Nice, clever little left uppercut there as he steps onto Gutknecht. Going back to Enzo, Nick, and you're right, Enzo was extremely brave that night, and I actually believe Enzo had the style to defeat Braehmer. It was just so unlucky and unfortunate to get that eye injury when he did.
It really was a horrific injury. And that's all in the past. This is the worry for Gutknecht. I mean, that straight jolting right hand from Braehmer just can't miss.
As I say, Gutknecht is a very experienced guy. You see, he's saying Braehmer's leading with the head. I think he'll find it's not the head that's catching him, it's the gloves.
Just looks sharper, doesn't he? First with the punch. Very quick to just get in and hold, and as Enzo said, he does get away with a lot. Clever.
The first round was very basic and very simple and really good for Braehmer. But this second round, Gutknecht's come out and he's trying to put on Braehmer slightly, and he's making Braehmer fight at a pace that he's usually not used to. Good like right hand from Gutknecht.
Yeah, really good. That's the best shot of the fight for Gutknecht.
I think he caught Braehmer a little bit more off balance, Nick, and I don't actually think it was a hateful punch, but he definitely sent him back reeling slightly there.
Braehmer in with that right hand, followed up with a left hook to the body, and looking to try and keep a bit of distance here. If he can keep a bit of distance, he can control this fight, and this is a pretty good response from Juergen Braehmer. He's putting Gutknecht right back in his place.
We're coming down to that 30-second mark, Nick, and all the guys from Germany that always do it and come good the last 30. You see now he's putting it on.
Well, this is very promising. It's been a terrific couple of rounds. Really enjoyed this. Let's hope it carries on. Good little fight, this.
You see there, Nick, there's some, clever punches landed, and it's nice to see, action so early on. We're used to slow starts from both fighters as they come in, but, they both seem to have had a good first round for Braehmer. Gutknecht's come out and matched it in the second round.
Abraham, WBO super middleweight champion, one of many top-level German boxers in attendance.
Is he watching with an eye of maybe stepping up again, Nick, and having a little pop at maybe, a third world title in the third division?
Not beyond the realms of possibility.
I think the fight would appeal to him. Neither are huge super middleweights, and like I say, it's a middle world title in the third division, which I'm sure he'd like.
He'd make a great conspiracy theorist, Tony.
Would he be the first ever triple weight Armenian world champion? I think he would.
I think he would.
He always does huge numbers here in Germany, and
very popular.
And I know Braehmer's quite popular in Germany too, so I think it would make for a really good fight. I don't know how close them guys are, if they're friends, they've been stablemates for such a long time, but I think it would make for quite a good fight, to be honest.
First of all, Braehmer's got to deal with Energy Eddie here. Gutknecht continuing to apply pressure. Getting a bit rough, looking to get an elbow involved there. Just trying to rough up Braehmer a little bit here.
I'll be honest, I'm impressed with how Gutknecht has rebounded from that first round, because it seemed, Braehmer had really took control of the fight and got it by the scruff of its neck, Nick. But he's come out in that second round, and now this round, and he's giving it to Braehmer rough and ready, and putting the work in.
And he's getting the telling off here, and quite rightly so, for throwing a left hook on the break. And Braehmer's going, yeah, I'm all right, don't worry about it. But he shouldn't have done that, and he's quite right that he's getting told off, and he deserves a tell off. He may even...
These things are usually done by Braehmer, to be honest. Like, Braehmer's usually the bad boy, and he's playing...
But he's sneaky with it. That was just blatant.
Yes, he is. He's very clever, and as I say, experience allows him to get away with them things, but he's playing clever. That he's playing kind of, the innocent choir boy. I'm sure we'll see retaliation somewhere down the line, but it'll be much cuter when he does it.
It's a sign of what you were saying, though, Tony, going back to Gutknecht, that he's prepared to just get in and rough Braehmer up a little bit, knock him out of this rhythm that he got early on.
But, Nick, is Gutknecht playing to a point where he knows he only has between 6 and 8 rounds in him? We don't know that yet. It could be, does he know he hasn't got the full 12 rounds in him because he hasn't had long enough in camp? It'll be interesting to see how this plays out the further that it goes.
Yeah, and he has been getting rid of people, hasn't he, Braehmer? Robin Krasniqi, I know I haven't pronounced that surname correctly. I can never get that one right. He looked terrific, just beat him up, stopped him in 9. Last time out, Connie Conrad got rid of him in 7. That was in September. But Gutknecht certainly rough and ready here.
It's interesting looking through Gutknecht's record that, you know, the losses that he has, and they are against good level guys, but the one that stands out to me is the one against Danny McIntosh in a fight that he was leading. You see Gutknecht there feeling a couple of shots, but the one loss that he did that stands out to me is the knockout loss. So when he starts Gutknecht, can he keep with it? Can he stay with the pace?
That's a good question. I have the answer. Last round, wasn't it?
It was, Nick, and like I say, Gutknecht, it's playing into his hands, you know, kind of a little bit. And for me, you know, Braehmer, you know, you see me, he's got to compose himself a little bit more and, you know, kind of slow this pace down, because this is not the pace that Juergen Braehmer likes to fight at, and it's not something he'll enjoy.
Round 4 then. Juergen Braehmer in the red, getting off with a good sharp combination at the start of round 4. I mean, you're posing interesting questions here, but certainly for me, all the quality work through these first 3 rounds has come from Braehmer.
It is, like I said, Gutknecht is using the style that's, you know, get up close and be messy and maul fight and try and make it as physical as possible. I don't really see how he expects to win, especially, you know, not being the home fighter here. I think, is he hoping that Braehmer's, you know, unprepared to the fight, not ready for a 12-round slog of this kind of fight? I don't know, but for me, you know, Braehmer's definitely landing the cleaner and most definitely the harder punches here.
And his 2 defeats, one of which he avenged, A, a long time ago, Braehmer, and B, they went the distance. You know, if you're thinking that you can wear him down and get a late stoppage, well, that's never been done. But this is better from Gutknecht. He's keeping the pressure on and starting to connect cleanly. And as you say, Tony, he's making Braehmer work at a very, very high tempo here.
Like I say, Nick, at some stage in the fight, this will show further down the line. You know, I'd go with somewhere around between rounds 8 and 10. You will see a massive dip in work rate here, because you cannot keep this kind of pace up, especially when you're not used to fighting at this pace.
Still can't miss with those lead-off right hands.
That was a really good body shot there, just to the solar plexus once again. Gutknecht is coming in, he is walking and trying to get close and put pressure on, but he's absorbing punches on the way in, Nick, and that could be the undoing of him, especially if he walks onto the big left hand from Braehmer.
He steadied the ship here the longer this round has gone on, Braehmer. Again, landed qualities, lovely little left hook counter there from the champion.
A lovely catching counter there from Braehmer. He just caught it with one with the right hand, then come back with the left. It's really clever. These punches are very deceiving, Nick. They're extremely, you know, he's very straight back, Braehmer, but the punches are very, very stiff and hard punches.
He just looks a different class to me, just a level above.
Enzo and yourself, you're both right in what you say. He does have that great amateur style, and he's using it in the pros. It's very, very effective, and it's hard to combat. It really is at times.
Gutknecht, rough and tough and gritty, having some success.
Gutknecht's impressed me because I've never seen this. I didn't know he had this in his locker, to be totally honest. And I think he's took into consideration that he can't outbox the guy.
7 years old, I don't need no stinking stool. Nor does he. You always use a stool. What's the matter with you?
I'm a big girl's boss deep down.
Round 5 then of this 12-rounder. Great effort and intensity from Eduard Gutknecht, the man in the black, but the quality and the composure coming from Juergen Braehmer through 4 rounds. On my card, 4 rounds in the bank.
Not much in the punches landed there, Nick, to be honest, in the percentage. Really nothing in it.
I'm surprised at those stats. Take them with a pinch of salt.
Like I say, Braehmer just picks the better punches.
Yeah.
He's obviously the more talented and superior boxer of them both, but like I say, Gutknecht is making a fight of it. He is pressing forward and he's making it rough in there for Braehmer.
I think that's what he's got to do. But
good left hand again there for Braehmer, just really short, straight to the chin of Gutknecht, and these will show Nick later on in the fight.
Defensively, he's just so open to it, Gutknecht. He's right from the first 30 seconds of this fight. No head movement from him at all.
What I like about Braehmer is he doesn't load on a punch, Nick. He doesn't really make it a heavy. He just makes it so stiff and a hard shot, but there's no loading and exchanging of the body weight of anything like that you see from big punching guys. Although he is strong, it's more of a stiff shot than a big, heavy swing power shot.
Gutknecht got a lot of support. So too is Braehmer.
Nice punch picking from Braehmer. He's going upstairs, then back down the stairs with the straight left hand. It's clever at times, and Gutknecht needs to press on and, as I say, make this fight messy and up close. And I think that's the best chance of victory for Gutknecht. For Braehmer, he just needs to keep doing what he's doing, picking them stiff, straight punches every time Gutknecht steps in.
This is reminding me more and more, though, Tony, of the Krasniqi fight, because it was a brave, courageous effort from Robin that night, and he just got picked to pieces and had nothing left by the 9th round and was stopped. Tape coming loose on the left glove of Gutknecht.
The big thing is for Braehmer is he's coming off, quite a few stoppage wins on the bounce, and he'll have an awful lot of confidence in himself going down the stretch that he can get the stoppage. So, if Gutknecht continues to walk in, Braehmer's going to keep making him pay, and like I say, that will show later on in the fight.
The guy who couldn't stop in that 5-fight win streak since he won the title, Roberto Belmonte. You remember him, you couldn't stop him, but then again, you had one of the worst cuts you can possibly imagine to contend with.
Yes, I had him down twice, and it's amazing to see that not many guys actually put him on the floor, but I just couldn't finish him. And Braehmer that night himself has found out how awkward these guys come when they realise that they can't win, they come to survive. Don't get me wrong, at first they do come to win, but then when they realise they're out of the depth, they soon change the tone. Box like this before.
Well, the other defeat, and we're going back to 2008 now for Braehmer's last defeat, was Hugo and Garay, and that was competitive for it was competitive throughout, but it was Garay that pulled away in the later rounds, so maybe that is what Gutknecht is thinking, just try and grind him down a little bit and then get the later rounds in the bank. But for me, he's 5 adrift here.
He started quick again in this round, and he's done this in most of the rounds since the second round. He's come out quick, he started sharp, and he is making a fight of it, but there's no real quality coming from them. Like I say, that's a really nice, clever uppercut from Braehmer there.
All set up by those jolting right hands. He just rode out that big storm in the first 10 or 15 seconds, Braehmer, and then just picked him off with some beautiful shots. And if it's quality versus quantity, well, all the quality coming from Braehmer here. Never mind about these Braehmer can start coming apart at the pace. The more I'm looking at it, I'm wondering how much of this Gutknecht can actually string together, because he is just getting picked apart.
I definitely, would find it hard to believe that Gutknecht would be here after 10, 11 rounds of taking these punches so clean as he's taken them. Also a factor in it, Nick, is the gloves. The Adidas gloves are very, very well padded gloves, and they don't seem to mark faces up too much. Whereas if they were Reyes gloves or Grant gloves, I think his face would probably have a couple of cuts on it, would be an awful lot more marked at this stage. So it's each fighter's choice which gloves they wear. But for myself personally, I would always choose a Grant or a Reyes glove. They would inflict more damage to the face.
Not much coming from Gutknecht after that initial burst when he paid for it. plodding a bit here in this 6th round.
Both guys landing really good shots and telling punches. That's a good left hand. It's just a nice short counter. As Gutknecht leans in, he gives him something. He takes it every time. Someone with Braehmer's experience will always take what you give him.
Like that little body shot, that left to the body there. It was there for him. He took it. Gutknecht swinging back with a right hook of his own. It's these straight shots, though. They're doing for Gutknecht every time.
Oh, there seems to be thrown. The elbow is very slightly there from Gutknecht.
Yeah, not for the first time.
No, it's not. Like I say, he is trying to make it a rough fight for Braehmer, but Braehmer's just taking him in stride. You know, it's experience. He's seen all this before. And a very good straight left hand through the middle again.
Yeah. Well, I'm not going to put you on the spot right now, Tony. Boy, I'm seeing it for whatever that's worth. Braehmer is in complete and utter control of this as we reach the halfway point. When we get to the bell, I think we'll throw it back to the London studio and get some thoughts from former world middleweight champion and Chelsea fan. I have to mention that after Everton beat Chelsea tonight. Darren Barker. Darren, what are you seeing?
Well, I think Braehmer's winning every round here. It's too easy, if I'm honest. Gutknecht's really got to close that gap, make it hard for the slick southpaw. I mean, he's moving around, throwing some nice shots, picking the jab, he's slipping inside and throwing a nice jab. And like I say, I think Gutknecht's work rate hasn't been
say, if you're Juergen Braehmer, yeah, what is there to worry about? What would you disagree with in Darren's assessment?
I wouldn't disagree at all. I think it's a very good assessment, and Braehmer's doing as he chooses, and you know, he's picking the shots, the landing. I just think he'd be slightly taken back a little bit, Braehmer. I'm slightly alarmed at Gutknecht's tactics maybe in this fight. I think it's very unexpected for him to come in, being the smaller man, and making a fight of it.
I think they're finally going to work on that left glove that the tape had been coming loose on.
That's it here.
That was your cue to just mention the FA Cup quarter-final result against Tony. But I'm afraid you've missed the boat because the action's going to continue. And let's see if Gutknecht can turn the tide here. And again, it's just, why would you change it? That's worked all night.
Solid left hand straight down the pipe every single time Gutknecht walks forward. He walks into punches, and one thing he is showing is amazing amount of durability in this fight. I will say that much for him.
Yeah, no question about that. But again, too easy a target. I mean, the defences have just not been there. The movement has not been there.
It's alarming, Nick, though. We were watching this fight, and it is a good fight up close, and it's rough, but you think to yourself, the big fights out there at light heavyweight, and we do want to see where can Braehmer go. You know, we see him at this level, and he's obviously a level above this. Where does he go from this level?
Well, this is for one of those WBA titles, and if you know anything about the sanctioning bodies, the WBA are completely bonkers. They have 2 or very often 3 world champions. Sergei Kovalev, the super champion. Juergen's got the regular belt. They've probably got an interim champion that I don't even know about. But Juergen has never, ever called out Sergei Kovalev or Adonis Stevenson. I think he knows where his bread's buttered, what he's good at, and why would he change it? He's a smart operator.
He is. He's clever, and it's business first with Juergen, and I think he'll continue to stay in Germany and fight, you know, opposition and keep that in-house. But at some stage, there's going to have to be a big fight. Like I say, the Arthur Abraham fight there, him sitting there, that is a big one we'd like to see.
Nathan Cleverley's name has popped up in conversations.
They do say he's going to take him on next. I don't know. I mean, it's a hard fight, especially in Germany.
Nathan showed he's still got plenty left in the tank with that effort against Andre Fonfara.
I do think he deserves, especially after that last showing. It shows that at light heavyweight he is still a force.
And as you say, Juergen Braehmer in Germany. Well, this is a better spell here. This is Gutknecht's best spell of the fight. Now, can he build on it? But immediately he gets caught
Re-establishes himself with the, the simple 1-2 straight down the pipe, and then also comes back with the lead hook just to finish off that combination.
He's been hit with an awful lot, Gutknecht, and he's still plugging away, but that was a decent spell for him. He's got to build on it, though, because look at that. He's re-established the distance. Braehmer. And he's not being able to keep up that intense work rate, Gutknecht.
Great levels of durability shown by Gutknecht, and really good, strong will to keep plugging away after taking these shots and trying to have the last word also here.
Had some good moments in this round. Wasn't enough for him to get the round on the scorecards.
Not for me, Nick. I just... Doesn't seem to belong at all here, Nick.
No. It really is remarkable when you think there was that time he just cleared off when he was in Kazakhstan for a fight, citing this, that and the other, and he didn't come into London for that Nathan Cleverly encounter. What was that, 2011? He didn't box for over a year, and he was saying contractual issues, promotional issues, this issue, that issue. He looked washed up. It's amazing how he's come back and regrouped.
It's testament to himself, and I think, having children, and it gives you a new sense of focus and drive and determination, and I think that's basically what it's come down to. Gutknecht once again here, though, is definitely trying, and he's not shy to get up close with Braehmer and absorb more punishment, try and inflict punishment himself.
Yeah, it's a gutsy effort, this, from Gutknecht, who is a father himself, and has a pretty broad life outside of boxing. He's got a degree, and I know you always respect those boxers who've got degrees, Tony.
Brains overgrown, Nick, it's always the way.
Well, his is in health management.
He's not doing too well looking after his own health tonight, because he's took an awful lot of stick, especially going in on the front foot here.
Well, he has soaked it all up.
I think for Braehmer now, he needs to maybe go down the stairs a little bit more, show different parts of his game, because he's hit Gutknecht with everything upstairs and doesn't quite seem to get the effect. He's once getting bullied back here to the corner by Gutknecht.
It's interesting, because when Darren was saying at the end of round 6, I found myself in complete agreement with him that he could see Gutknecht maybe even just starting to wear down and get stopped. I could see that coming, but he's really toughing it out here. I mean, he had his moments in the 7th. He's having a good go here in the 8th as well.
For people watching this, don't be fooled, because Braehmer is definitely a good stiff puncher. He's known as even a power puncher at this weight, so it is a testament to Gutknecht how much he's taken, and also the fact that he's still plowing forward. He's still giving it everything and putting pressure on Braehmer. And all this, Nick, on the 5 weeks notice.
Yeah.
With a 10 or 12 week camp, this could have been, even more.
Goes back to what's been working for him all night, the straight shots, but the work rate has dipped certainly significantly from Juergen Braehmer.
I think he's just trying to take a little break, Nick, take maybe a round off and gain, just a short rest for the big, the last 3 rounds, the big hurrah, 4 rounds coming up. And it's been a good fight so far. Braehmer's shown us something different, that he can deal with a style that's up close, making a fight rough, and it's a different side to both fighters that we've seen here tonight.
Last 10 seconds then of round 8. Well, we heard the thoughts a couple of rounds ago of Darren Parker. Let's take it back to the London studio on the bell and bring in Spencer Oliver. Spence, what do you got?
Well, Braehmer in complete control at the moment. Gutknecht pushing forward, but just not doing enough. He's coming in straight lines. He needs to move the head, and he needs to get off with the shots first. At the moment, Braehmer dominating it on the outside, throwing the straight jabs. Those left crosses in the middle, left crosses going straight through the middle, and Gutknecht just can't deal with that. He needs to start getting off with the shots first, and he needs to close the range. Otherwise, he's not going to win this contest. For me, at the moment, I've got Braehmer winning everything.
Well, certainly the last couple of rounds were closer, but it's, again, difficult to disagree with Spencer. I mean, the first 6 were cut and dried for me. So much effort, though, from Gutknecht. A bit more success in the last couple of rounds. But, as you say, Spencer can't give him the rounds, could you?
No, I'm the same, Nick. I can't give him the rounds. Don't get me wrong, I definitely admire his effort and I admire his gutsiness, but I just... effort and gutsiness don't win rounds. No. Quality punching wins rounds, and that's what Braehmer is doing.
Well, he's got one chance here. Eduard Gutknecht, he's got 4 rounds basically to grind down and stop Juergen Braehmer, because he cannot win this on the cards. But here he goes again, that fast, blistering start. And again, Braehmer taking a little while to just get in there. And then a little complaint about the head.
There's a cut there now, Nick. He's cut over the left eye.
It's getting harder for Juergen Braehmer, there's no doubt about that.
And he's also shown signs of discomfort in there, which is going to be kind of music to Gutknecht's ears, and that's what he wants to see.
Now, can Gutknecht just keep the pace up? We've seen him start fast in the last couple of rounds, not being able to follow it up. And there, as Spencer said, and we've been saying all night, this straight lead right, followed by those left crosses. There all night.
Always leading with the head there, Gutknecht. As they're coming on the break, he's driving the head into... probably trying to worsen the cut on Braehmer's left eye, but like Spencer said, these left hands and stiff jabs straight down the middle, they're causing Gutknecht problems all night long, and he just can't stay out the way of them.
But not dominant the way he's been earlier in the fight here, Braehmer.
Wants to be careful with that cut, Nick. If that cut worsens, will the referee determine it was from a punch, or will he determine it was from a headbutt?
Well, if it's from a punch, of course, and it then gets stopped, we have a belt changing hands. If it's a head clash, then it goes to the cards. Only one outcome. Just getting himself back into a rhythm again here, Braehmer.
Clever punch picking there from Braehmer. The very stiff jab, and then the slight adjustment to the feet, and then the hard left hand. It's textbook, but it's very effective. I said before, Nick, I would like to see Braehmer maybe dig the body a little bit more. It may slow Gutknecht down also a little bit on rushing in like he's doing.
Time you get to the last 30 seconds of round 9. You know, if you've got a plan B, you put it in place by now, haven't you, surely? You
would, like I say, these guys are too... Oh, that's a good left-hand again, straight left.
And look how well Gutknecht just took it, drops his hands up and says, is that it?
I think he's also saying they always had enough for taking these, Nick, and he's trying to let Braehmer know, listen, they don't hurt me, they're just annoying me.
They might be annoying him, but they're going to win the fight for Juergen Braehmer.
Great punch-picking shots, and one the judges will see clearly, and the head getting rocked back. Like I say, there's no real loading of a punch, Nick, but it's scoring every single time.
Have a look. His last 30 seconds again, Braehmer's come alive, and you just wonder if all that good work at the start of that round got completely negated and taken away by the way it finished.
Exactly right, Nick, spot on. It's perfect game plan, or you know, he's took it all at his pace. It's been all in his time, and like I said, Gutknecht struggled with the straight shots.
Sorry to interrupt you there, Tony, but
yeah,
clearly,
it is. It's a clearly clash ahead. You see the cut up here just slightly, and Braehmer. The thing that's alarming is for someone who's so experienced as Juergen Braehmer is, to maybe show the discomfort. He didn't like it up rough, and to maybe, you know, the little complaint to the referee. He shouldn't really do that, because it only gives hope to someone like Gutknecht.
Hope is all Eduard Gutknecht's got left. He's got to hope that in the next 9 minutes he can put Juergen Braehmer away, something no one's ever done.
Okay, break, I said break. Let it go. Box.
Nice combination from Braehmer again, and just a very slight adjustment of a step back, and he just ties Gutknecht in as he comes in and tries to rough him up.
Gutknecht finally comes alive. Not the fast start of the round from Gutknecht that we've seen in the last 2 or 3. And again, a very pantomime showiness there from Braehmer, just letting everybody know, oh, watch the head.
Braehmer's using hit and hold tactics here, but they're not very effective because he's not tying up the right hand of Gutknecht, and he's getting it off as he ties up the left hand of his, but not the right. And he's now, you know, adapting his style to maybe mid-range and not short range.
Still Gutknecht pressing forward, and you do have to admire what he's put into this. Well, you hit the nail on the head before this fight started. Always been a top-level Euro international fighter, Eduard Gutknecht. Just that little bit short of world class. That's what we've seen again tonight.
As I say, the world-class guys would have, you know, a world-class fighter who would employ the tactics of. But oh, here we go.
Well, it's academic, actually. Take 10 points off, it's not going to make any difference.
I don't really see that he's done that much wrong. Like, it's just, it's basically he's trying to fight on the inside, and Braehmer's trying to tie him up. He is pushing the head down here, that's wrong, but ultimately he's just trying to fight inside, and Braehmer doesn't want to do it.
And the longer it's gone on, the more it's reminiscent of their first fight. Yeah, just more and more frustrated.
A good short right hand on the inside there from Gutknecht, and Braehmer needs to just get it back to mid-range, stick the straight shots out again, and not get involved too much here, because I feel like there is going to be more clash of heads and more damage to the face.
I just don't think he's bothered, Tony. I really don't. I think he's in control. He knows he's got it won, and Gutknecht's just being a nuisance, getting frustrated just like he did in that first fight. You know, the gap's growing between them.
It's so hard getting in, you know, with someone like a Braehmer, who is technically very, very good. Add to it even more the southpaw stance. He can punch a little bit. He does so many things well, Juergen Braehmer, and he has a lot of different tools, you know, that he can use. And Gutknecht just isn't good enough to expose him on any kind of way.
I was just thinking of going back to what Enzo Macronelli was saying there. How clever he is in the ring. Very, very clever man. A lot of tape has come loose on his right glove.
Like I say, the work up close from Gutknecht there, but there's nothing landing. Like, it's just, they're nothing punches, and they're ineffective to a referee. So you see that them 3 straight shots are better than Gutknecht's 10 up close stumbling shots.
Now, is there a chance here? Just looked a little bit ragged for a moment there. Just a couple of seconds, and then the bell went, so Gutknecht not able to build on that. But one of the few times in the fight that he looked remotely troubled there in the last few seconds. You have to admire what this fellow has done in what looks a losing effort.
What an awful lot of this contact, but you see these short cuffing shots, you know, they don't catch the eyes of judges. It's when you take a little step back, the long straight shots onto Braehmer that's catching the eyes of everybody, because they're knocking Gutknecht's head back and they're so clear to see.
Still think it's harsh, going back to what you said. I totally agree with you. At a point, stopped off that round. That's a good job, it's not a close fight. Here comes Juergen. Looking good, looking in control. 2 rounds to go.
He's in complete control, Nick, and I think he'll just see these last 2 rounds out, you know, box and move. And what he's doing is now he's doing an awful lot of hit and holding. You know, you see here, he's the guy with the arm on the outside of Gutknecht's arm and tying him up a little bit and just quieting it down. You know,
those punch stats are suggesting this is really close.
I've never seen that before. The referee took the tape in this time instead of having it ripped off. I think he just wants the action, you know, to keep going and stay in the way.
Well, it was a pretty wide points win for Juergen Braehmer when they first met, with the European crown at stake. That's how it looks to be heading this time as well. Again, just a 3-punch combination that Gutknecht can't block, can't get out the way of.
three-punch combination and a slight adjustment with the feet, and it just comes that little bit out of range, so Gutknecht cannot come back with a good counter. Seems to be playing to the crowd a little bit there to somebody, Juergen Braehmer. I'm not too sure, probably could be Kalle Sauerland as promoter.
Could be Arthur Abraham. You want a bit of this?
Like I say, it makes sense. Both stable mates and both big on German TV and in the German fight scene. Gutknecht putting a couple of punches together here, you know.
Ripping right uppercuts. And
every time, Nick, you think that he's trying to get some kind of foothold in the fight. He just gets hit with a couple of straight heavy shots.
That's all it takes.
There's the all it takes.
And there's no mystery to it. Every time he throws that two-punch combination, that straight jolting right hand followed by the left cross, Gutknecht reacts as if he's never seen it before in his life.
It lands and it's effective. Keep doing it. That's the best thing to say. Why change when you win?
And he hasn't. That was there inside the first 30 seconds of this fight for Braehmer. It's been there all night long. Minute left here in round 11, and there it is again.
It's been that the pace is slow to the fight as it's gone through rounds. He started off like a house on fire, and then, as I say, gradually from round 6 onwards, the pace is gradually slowed bit by bit. But Braehmer's always been in control. It's the straight punches all the time. There's another good counter straight through the middle of the gloves. Gutknecht is trying to work, but Braehmer's very, very clever, and his experience just allowed you. There's good left-hand counter on the way in there on Gutknecht.
He really loaded up with the right uppercut there, Gutknecht. But, the guys in the studio were saying, and I was thinking, I could see a late stoppage here, that Gutknecht would fall apart. But I tell you what, we all have to take that back. He's coming on strong. Gutknecht dragging Braehmer into something here, and Braehmer again just tying up, getting through it again, spoiling again. Gutknecht, so much work and effort. He's finished the round strongly this time as well.
I think Gutknecht might have just been hit by that short left uppercut there, Nick, as he goes back. It was a really, really good shot from Braehmer. I think probably Braehmer's best shot of the fight.
How sickening would that be for Gutknecht as we look at some of his good work in that last round, and he really did have some success. I've given him that round.
Load of punches and one punch.
It's been such an honest performance from Eduard Gutknecht, because every time he has mounted some sort of assault, it's been met with a response, and a hurtful-looking response from Juergen Braehmer. Very difficult to make a case for this one being even vaguely close as we go into the last round. Juergen Braehmer has had things pretty much the way he wanted it, much as they did when they first met. But if anything, the gulf in class between them seems to have grown.
Like we said before, Nick, Braehmer seems to have gotten better with age, and also, like I say, you can't buy the experience that he has. He's been in big fights, he's lost some fights, with losing some fights, it lets him know that, I have to adjust or have to change something when in a close fight, and he's just doing enough. That's what he's doing tonight.
It's very clever. As you said earlier, one day he's gonna get old. That night will come, but not tonight.
I think it'll only show age with him when he's really, really pushed. I think the Nathan Cleverly fight is a good fight for him, because Nathan is someone who will come and push the pace and really try and put it on him, as he did in the Fonfara fight, whereas I believe, Fonfara is a big, big light heavyweight, whereas Braehmer is much smaller than Fonfara and probably less powerful, so that would make for a great fight.
Again, Gutknecht swinging, putting everything he's got into this.
Showed an awful lot of guts, an awful lot of durability, Nick, but it's just a shame that guts and durability don't win fights. If he did, then he'd be a clear winner in this, but, he's just always been that little step behind Braehmer, and just not as clever on the meat.
And that's the frustration for Eduard Gutknecht. He's going to go back to his dressing room, and he's put everything he's got into it, and it's just not enough.
And probably feels like he's worked more than Juergen Braehmer, but he just hasn't done it in the right spots, and he hasn't landed effectively enough and often enough. Like you see here, he's the guy putting on all the pressure, but when this comes apart now, you'll see Juergen Braehmer's just going to throw a straight shot, and it's going to land, and that's the one that's catching the judge's eyes.
And all this effort from Gutknecht. How much, as you say, is landing clean, and Braehmer.
This for me is the best round of the fight for Gutknecht.
Yeah.
But like,
because Braehmer's not doing anything.
Yes, he's allowing him to. You know, once to say he knows he's got the fight in the bag and it's done with, and he's just like, I'll see this last round out, and that's it.
Last 30 seconds then. Really?
Braehmer maybe trying to show him who's boss here.
Yeah. I think so. You have to admire, I've said it before, it's worth repeating, Gutknecht has put so much into this. You've got to feel sorry for him, and Braehmer, I think, will be happy just to hear the bell and just get out of here with his belt. They lost that belt earlier in the week. I hope it's turned up. It summed up the WBA belt and the value of it perfectly.
Another routine Juergen Braehmer title defense.
Yeah, that's what it looked like. All over. Another night at the office for Juergen Braehmer. Simple as that.
Nothing special, all-round solid performance, and a win just by doing enough again, Nick.
He gave it what he had, and he came in on short notice, don't forget.
It's a really, really good display considering he's came in on 5 weeks. Braehmer's probably had a 10 to 12 week camp, and it's a really gutsy, bravey shown by Eduard Gutknecht, and you know, one he can definitely come back from. The door will be open for him at European title level, which I expect him to win. And you know, it's tough, but this is World Championship boxing for him.
Yeah. He may, if this hasn't happened for him tonight, and I'll be staggered if it's even close. Listen to the reaction he's getting. But you do think at 34 years old, in a few days' time, this second chance at a world title might be his last. One of the nearly men.
He's just unfortunate to come up against the guy who's a little bit better than him and just knows that little bit more, Nick. You know, like I say, back down to European level for Gutknecht, and a European title, which, you know, I think he definitely can win.
And there were no alternative routes with Donny Stevenson holding the WBC belt and Eduard holding all the others. There were no easy routes. This was it.
There's good fights out there for Eduard Gutknecht. Like I say, you know, there is good, you know, light heavyweights out there, but to fight someone like a Bob Adjusif would be a good fight. It'd be a good barometer of where Bob Adjusif is at, maybe.
Just wait for the three officials from France, Italy and Panama this evening, just to finish with the mathematics. But really, this will be a major shock. There's anything other than a very wide unanimous decision here in favour of Juergen Braehmer, who's shown absolutely no sign of the aging process catching up with him at all tonight. I think he paced it brilliantly, controlled it so well, and even when Gutknecht was finishing stronger than when he started, for goodness sake, he still managed to just avoid any serious trouble, didn't he?
He did, and like I say, it's where he goes now. We know it's not going to be against Stevenson or Kovalev, maybe Bebetev.
That would be interesting. There's another great name that you've just thrown into the pot, Tony. Another one for the future in what is such an exciting division. Andre Ward, of course, is popping into this division, we believe, sometime in the near future. Here's the decision.
After 12 rounds of boxing, we go to the judges' scorecard. We have a unanimous decision. Judge Luigi Boscarilli scores the contest 116-111. Judge Alex Marine scores the contest 116-111. And Judge Jean-Francois Toupin scores the contest 118-110. All three judges in favour of And still,
Yeah, it's Braehmer.
the WBA lightweight
A couple of those
champion
cards, possibly a little
of the world.
closer than many would have expected, but no question that Juergen Braehmer thoroughly deserved that one. Great effort from Gutknecht, who's taken it with a smile, showing some class there in defeat, Eduard Gutknecht. But the old boy's done it again. Yet another defence for Juergen Braehmer. He is not about to relinquish that WBA belt anytime soon. Darius Michalczewski there to hand it over to him. He'd lost it earlier in the week. He's found it, and it's going around his waist. He's done it again.
So Braehmer reigns on retaining his WBA belt again.